is Daniel Arif, and today we are going to present about the role of the religious state in a country in Wakaf administration, specifically to legal, operational, and practical perspective under Majlis Agama Islam dan Adat Melayu Perak (MIPK). So this is our team members. Firstly, we have me, Daniel Arif, and then we have Zuhan Danish, and then we have Armin Farhan, Khairul Danish, and Almar Ishad. Let's start with introduction. In Islam, wakaf is the practice of donating property or money for religious and charitable purposes. It plays an important role in supporting community development, such as education, healthcare, and poverty reductions. In Malaysia, wakaf matters are managed at the state level under the Federal Constitution. Each state, Islamic Religious Council, is responsible for handling wakaf within its states. In Perak, the State Islamic Religious Council acts as the role trustee of wakaf assets. It manages, develops, and distributes this asset according to Islamic law. This responsibility is carried out by MIPK, which was established under the Administration of the Religion of Islam Perak, Enactment 2004. To strengthen wakaf management, Perak introduced the Wakaf Enactment 2015. This law provides clear guidelines for the creation, registration, and management of wakaf asset. MIPK also launched the Wakaf Perak Rizwan program, which introduced modern approaches such as cash wakaf and digital wakaf. This initiative helped transform wakaf into productive resources that support community welfare, housing, healthcare, and education. Overall, MIPK has improved wakaf governance in Perak through stronger laws and innovative management practices.
For my part, today I will talk to you about the Perak, one of the states in Malaysia built upon the story, the history, at the same time, uniqueness behind it. Started from the name itself, Perak can be translated into English word, which is silver. As you know, silver in this particular state came for the storytale, from the lake, where you can find the rare occasion of fish appear in silver. As the Tom Perak mentioned as one of the charming and the reason behind the built upon by the name of Perak. At the same time, as you know, before the Islamic came on the Perak, the Buddhism and Hinduism is one of the learning teaching of it before it got replaced by the Islamic through the Sharia law itself. And the reason behind this Perak rebuilt, it came from the Malacca fall, as which appeared invaded by Portuguese, as Sultan Muzaffar Shah first crowned himself as the first ever Sultan in Perak, and later on the Perak, the state in Malaysia, appeared as independent state. How does Perak build itself, not just for the name, but also the massive economy, thanks to the first discovery by Chiklong Jafar, as they found first raw material that could be lacked big impact for the economy, which is tin, as it also made attraction for Chinese immigrants through the Perak successful economy, which is tin, as they have interest to work in there too. Not just that, it also appeared that J.W.W. Birch, first ever British resident to live in Perak, tried to take advantage behind this particular raw material, which is tin. Not just that, also appear for another country, also Japan, bring their army on invasion, which is the whole Malaysia as part of their reign. But the time is past. In 1957, we celebrated Malaysia Independence Day. Also, Perak, one of the 13 states in Malaysia, is particularly benefited from this particular Independence Day. But continually, the Perak is still massively producing on tin, which is they able to consist the particular economy, at the same time accepting civil administration through the Sharia law. As you know, Perak is known for multiracial living harmoniously.
Next, let's take a look at the state religious concern. It is essential to understand that this entire system is anchored by the Administration of the Religious of Islam, Perak, Enactment 2004. This broad legislation designated MAIP as the statutory mutawali or sole trustee. This isn't just a religious duty, it is a legal mandate that ensures all endowments are centrally administered with total uniformity. By operating under the 9th schedule of the Federal Constitution, MAIP successfully harmonized Sharia principles with Malaysian civil law, creating a twofold conformity that makes our wakaf assets legally robust in a modern property market. To safeguard these legacies, MAIP managed an extensive registry. This digital database tracks everything from cadastral land data to the specific intentions of our donors. This level of detail is their first line of defense. It secures the legal status of the properties and prevents illegal encroachment. My portfolio today is remarkably diverse, ranging from agricultural plots and undeveloped land to commercial business center and office, residential units and religious school. MAIP secure professional property management standards to every asset, ensuring that the sanctity of the wakaf is protected under national land laws while honoring the donor's intent in perpetuity. Finally, we are witnessing a paradigm shift from passive asset holding to active administration. MAIP are unlocking the potential of the land through modern growth tactics like joint ventures with developers, Sharia compliant investment, and the strategic use of istibdal or property substitution to replace unproductive assets with high yield alternatives. My ultimate goal is sustainability, balancing today's social welfare needs such as scholarship and healthcare with the long-term growth of the endowment. In doing so, MAIP ensure that the benefits they provide today remain available for generations of Muslims to come.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Wan Danish and I will continue to explain the law governing wakaf in Negeri Perak. Wakaf law in Perak is based on Islamic law and state legislation. According to the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, matters related to Islam, including wakaf, are under the authority of the individual state. This means Negeri Perak has the power to make its own law on wakaf. Therefore, wakaf in Perak is governed by state Islamic law, not federal civil law. The main legal sources for wakaf in Negeri Perak is Administration of the Religion of Islam, Perak Enactment. This law defines what wakaf is and explain how wakaf property should be managed. Under this law, wakaf means the permanent donation of property by a Muslim for religious or charity purpose. Once wakaf is created, the property belongs to Allah. It cannot be sold, inherited, or transferred like a normal property. Wakaf law in Perak recognizes two main types of wakaf. The first is general wakaf or wakaf am. This type benefit the public such as mosque, school, and welfare purpose. The second is specific wakaf or wakaf khas. This is created for specific people or institutions such as family members. Islamic law of fiqh strongly influence wakaf law in Perak. There are important conditions for a valid wakaf. These include the intention of the donor, lawful ownership of the property, clear beneficiaries, and permanence. If any of these conditions are missing, the wakaf may be invalid. This shows that wakaf law in Perak is deeply based on Sharia principle. The law also recognizes the concept of istibdal. Istibdal means replacing wakaf property with another property. This only allow under strict conditions. For example, if original property is no longer suitable or the replacement give more benefit, this shows that wakaf law is flexible but still well controlled. Wakaf disputes are handled under Sharia law. They fall under jurisdiction of the Sharia court. This court decide on issues such as wakaf validity, misuse of wakaf property, and conflict between beneficiaries. The court apply Islamic legal principle to ensure the decision follows Sharia. Wakaf law in Perak emphasizes documentation and registration. Proper record help protect wakaf property from misuse or illegal occupation. In the past, many wakaf property had no writing record. Today, formal documentation is required. to ensure legal protection.
Next, let's jump into operational management of wakaf in Negeri Perak. The first one, we have type of wakaf asset. Includes mosques, surau, cemeteries, schools, agricultural lands, shop lots, residential buildings, and vacant land. Second, we have asset maintenance and use. Regular inspection to ensure wakaf property are used according to their original purpose and properly maintained. The third one, we have financial management. Management of rental income, cash wakaf contribution, distribution to beneficiaries, and audited financing reporting. The last one, we have role of MIBK. MIBK is the main body responsible for planning, administrations, development, maintenance, and monitoring of wakaf asset. I will pass next to Danish.
Now, continuing the operational management of wakaf in Negeri Perak. First, we have cash wakaf. It is promoted to encourage wider participation and easier contribution. Second, we have development of wakaf land. Development of idle land through partnership subject to Sharia, compliance, and wakaf intention. Thirdly, we have monitoring and enforcement. Action against misuse or illegal occupation while balancing legal enforcement and social sensitivity. Finally, we have human resources requires skilled officers with knowledge in Sharia finance and property management.
Next, let's take a look at overview of the application of wakaf in Negeri Perak, a vital Islamic socio-economic institution that significantly contributes to the community's well-being. The application of wakaf in Perak is diverse and impactful, focusing on 5 main areas, which is religious, education, welfare, healthcare, and economic activities. Let's look at each one. For religious purpose, wakaf is fundamental in establishing and maintaining our mosques, suraus, cemeteries, and various religious centers and activities. In education, it plays a crucial role by supporting Islamic schools, tahfiz centers, and madrasas, while also providing scholarship and essential assistance to students. Under welfare, wakaf provides a safety net for the community, offering aid to the poor, orphans, and the needy through mechanisms like cash wakaf and income generated from wakaf assets. In healthcare, these funds are channeled to support clinics, procure medical equipment and finance treatments, and community health programs. Finally, through economic activities, wakaf land is strategically developed for shops, rentals, and agriculture. This not only creates opportunities but also generates a sustainable income stream to fund the other charitable sectors. It is also important to mention family wakaf or wakaf khas, which allows benefits to be direct to specific individuals or family members as intended by the donor. Most importantly, a core principle governs all these applications: Sharia compliance. Every use of wakaf funds must strictly follow Islamic principles and crucially honor the original intention of the person who made the wakaf. In summary, wakaf in Negeri Perak is a dynamic and holistic tool for community development, touching every aspect of life from spiritual needs to economic empowerment.
Now, finally, here is our conclusion. Wakaf in Negeri Perak is a well-managed Islamic institution that supports the socio-economic development of the Muslim community, managed by the MAIPK as the sole trustee. Wakaf assets are protected and administered in accordance with Sharia and state laws, particularly the administration of the religion of Islam Perak in Amendment 2004 and the Wakaf Enactment Perak 2015. Through innovative initiatives such as Cash Wakaf and the Wakaf Perak Arizwan program, wakaf assets are transformed into sustainable resources that benefit religion, education, welfare, healthcare, and economic development. And with that concludes our presentation. Firstly, I want to say thank you to everyone involved in this presentation, my group members, and of course our beloved lecturer. And thank you for listening to our presentation, and goodbye.